It'll be fine. Kim doesn't have to be by our side the whole time, right? We can do this. We got this. Oh, jeez. I'm terrified. Quick save. Those flowers are gone. Alright, no red checks, please.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
I want to talk about Sunday night now that Kim isn't here.
Ah, yes. The night before I saw you in the hallway and reminded you were a police officer.
She pours herself some more coffee. It's one of the first things I remember doing in Elysium.
Wow. Elysium. You don't hear that term often.
She's a glib girl, but she liked the wording.
Did you hear something Sunday night from my room?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Did I have any visitors?
I can't say. Probably not. Sounded like you were flying solo.
And loud disco music?
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them.
She raises her eyebrow, waiting for it to connect with you.
Oh, that? Yeah. Whoa. The less said about OO, the better.
OO were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Yeah, we go on all right.
I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace.
What happened?
A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of that time you were yelling along to it.
Was I singing this? Show her the empty case of the smallest church in St. Saëns.
Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also...
What else?
That it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
When you say wounded, you mean in a cool way? Like a wild beast?
Yes, it was very cool.
It's impossible to say whether she's being sarcastic or really means it.
Then what happened?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
That is so me. What did I do?
A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Was there anything else?
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Thanks.
No problem, sir.
New skill point. Okay, let me turn this. Leave this conversation. Ooh.
The suicide of Kraz Mazov. It's clearly a lie. Kraz Mazov didn't shoot himself. Reaction was on the counteroffensive. The State Day Palace in Mirova was surrounded. He was either assassinated or died in the bombing. You might even have evidence to support this somewhere in your brain. Mazov was never given a state funeral.
I didn't mean to click it. Oh, I get +1 rhetoric. Mazovian ethics. White check failures heal all morale. Mazov was never given a state funeral by the communists. Some people even say the body that was recovered from the ruin wasn't his. There, good. He's a hero restored to glory. Carry on, comrade. So I don't necessarily need this one. This one might be a good one to lose to fit more stuff, because I am reaching my limit of the thoughts I can carry around in my head. Okay. That'll be one to forget, I think. Didn't I get a new skill point? Can I forget it? Yep. Let's forget that one. Indirect modes of tech. I'm going to lose empathy, actual art degree. I'm going to lose perception. Fair weather. I'm going to lose savoir-faire. It really hurts to punch this armor. A sword wouldn't leave even a scratch. A bullet would bounce right off. Still, there must be some flaw in it that would allow you to stand your ground against this dangerous enemy technology. You just have to figure out what it is. Possibly by beating yourself while wearing it. Shooting yourself? Let's see. Let's internalize this one. Figure that out. Okay. Let's quick save. And if I have any friggin' red checks, I'm gonna have to reload.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions.
She puts her coffee cup down.
Titus Hardie gave me a recording on it. The deceased says he intends to rape someone.
With a soft ring, as the porcelain meets the metal table. This does not surprise her.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
A smile flits across her face.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
Well, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
Intercepted radio chatter. Sounded authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
She arches her brow. Those were the exact words he used.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
She picks the cup back up.
A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Kohoi was mentioned.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Do you think he was trying to scare people? Well, why would he say things like that?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
Coping mechanism?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminese conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
When he said he was done, and done mentally, it didn't sound like a joke. It sounded like a deeply troubled man.
All right, let's repeat that to her.
Well, maybe I pieced him back together with my magical personality.
You, like this kind of stuff?
We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Kohoi here.
Did he tell you you'd actually done any of those things?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
There is a small measure of pride in her that she could quell the rage in such a being. What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it. She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
I'm gonna save again. Because I don't know when a red check is coming.
I was just thinking, sure, I can try. What do you need?
What was his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Where in the GRIH is the lieutenant? Possibly speeding from one terminal to another in glorious solitude. Wherever he is, you need him. Your other questions will make little sense without him here.
Okay, so I have other questions. But I'll need to ask later. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. At least the game warns you, like, hey, you need Kim to do this part. That's nice. Now, can I bug the Hardie boys about this tape being absolutely useless? Quick save. Talk to you again.
It's you again. What is it?
I talked to Klaasje about the tape.
And
She stands by what she said.
that fucking fucker. You're the worst cop in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
She pretty much laughed it off, Titus.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like that.
Sounds like you wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal.
Didn't come as a surprise to her, and she definitely wasn't scared. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic. If anything, she seemed turned on.
Right. No good goddamn psycho whore. Right. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
He slams his giant fist on the doorframe.
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Her voice is a bit softer than earlier.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Titus rubs his chin with his palm as if trying to grind it smooth.
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
I think it's personal for you. I think you had feelings for her.
Yeah, they're all queers. Can't bump, hard fist, or anything.
That is not what the text says. Everyone's got feelings for each other. Where are you going with this?
It's all right, Glenn. I just thought, I thought anyone would come around if they heard that shit. Apparently, I was wrong.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
He smiles sympathetically.
You wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know, you might want to lay off this topic, or else you might antagonize him.
I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit. It's cool now.
Maybe she isn't who you thought she was.
Nah, I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
She has my whole skill set compromised. She's some kind of pro. She's a model. She won a pageant. She's not some helpless girl. She handled the mercenary well enough.
Handled him? She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit we had to take care of.
Alright, well, fess up and tell me what really happened.
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
He puts his giant face in his hands inside.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent.
Damn. Convince Titus he's being manipulated. Hold on. It's not a red check. But I still have to save, because 72% can still fail.
It's you again. What is it?
So I'm going to convince him he was being manipulated. Oh, I wanted to see all the plus ones again, because I had a lot. But okay.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardie will never falter.
One of his boys will.
Fat Angus, the powerful guy, Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Just remember, it's about more than Klaasje. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility. Outside, under the rising sun, tattered and in ruins, the windows of the cafeteria aglow with her morning light.
That's it, then. Case closed. Look around. I'm going home.
Huh?
He looks surprised.
You caught the leader off guard. Now strike.
Really, I'm going to start typing up my report. It's going to say, in Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Yeah, let them know. We'll kill you dead.
The little guy slams his fist on the table because of some chick. Because you're a foreigner, because you work for the wrong people, because they like killing. Well, I think it's the girl.
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to write that report.
No need to hide it. You just hang people like the Dark Ages. Make a display of the corpse. I understand you hang them, you shoot them, whatever. You can't even remember. I like this one.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo.
Or what, you're gonna kill me like you killed him for no reason? What happens if they keep talking? Yeah. Theo is the one that'll be next. Angus is the one I want to do. Okay.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
He was dead before you hanged him?
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
The little guy hits Angus on the back of the head, a loud slap.
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
The room falls quiet, so quiet you can hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus?
Jeez, girl.
Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Should I have talked to Everett first? Maybe not.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
She walks off without looking back. Maybe we can find her and talk to her.
What just happened between these two?
Something happened. We should talk. Yeah, we should find her before we talk to Everett.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions.
So you didn't kill him. He was already dead.
He nods.
You hanged a corpse to cover up the real cause of death, the bullet in his head.
Another nod.
Why?
'Cause the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Sylvie and Klaasje?
Girls plural. There's another girl. 2 of them. Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
Klaasje said she and Sylvie were cowering in the corner somewhere. So,
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
what happened Sunday night?
Klaasje came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How'd you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
He turns back to you. What happened then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. And there was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
That's why the window was replaced. And if Sylvie was the cleaning woman, then she had to have fixed it.
He means they'd been fucking.
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
Wait, who's Tibbs? The 8th Hardie?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Okay. So Sylvie didn't do it.
Right now, he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother into this mess.
Alright, if Klaasje didn't kill him, why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
I didn't notice anything. What kind of shit are we talking about?
The can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her from the old world, where she came from.
And who are these people?
They're powerful, connected to the moral lantern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
Why help someone like that out?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Alright, so who killed him then? Any ideas?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers?
I mean the people after Klaasje. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
And you had ideas about his past too.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell.
He pauses to think.
Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do if I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
He's calm now, threw all that turmoil away and became himself again.
Whose idea was it to hang him anyway?
In a manner of speaking.
It was hers?
Remember the 2 girls? He may be talking about the other one.
You said the girls asked for your help. Was this the other girl?
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message.
And this is the drug trafficker, the missing 8th Hardie.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head.
He takes a step forward.
A little too far there, but you're definitely right.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardie boys. You don't know her anyway.
You know, it's okay for there to be a Hardie girl, Titus.
We're Hardie boys, and that's it.
His face sets like concrete. Sure, but can you tell me anything about this affiliate? Name, current address?
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klaasje you want to talk to.
Well, apparently, sorry I made you guys fight.
Me too.
Alright, I'll go back and talk to Klaasje.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go.
He grabs his beer and swirls it in his hand, then thinks of something. He's gonna punch me in the face.
Suddenly, the wind picks up outside. You hear it rattling the large windows in their frames. It carries newspapers, circles the whirling in rags in a warm column.
I don't like this.
She, Klaasje, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection. But
Still, after all this headache,
You would still prefer we didn't take her away.
that's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
Oh, thank you, autosave. I was just about to do that. I'm semi-okay with... She's hiding out. She hasn't done anything other than cover up a crime scene. Because she didn't want to get on police radar and end up in trouble with whoever she's in trouble with. So depending on what her past actually is, I don't know if I should try talking to her without Kim here or not.
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a weary smile, leaning back against the railing.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
The Hardie boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
She puts her coffee mug on the table. You don't look surprised. You were expecting this. I'm the cool cop, remember?
I'm sorry for wasting your time. I should have known that you'd find out.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two, then move on to questions. No, it's not good. It's the opposite of that. This will let her dictate the terms of your... Shush, I can't hear what she's saying. Let the miss speak. She's tall and thin and tired. A twig trying so hard not to break.
Why did you waste my time then?
Because of the Hardies. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
She looks at her feet.
Is she implying the Hardie boys are the law?
The Hardie boys are not the law. I am.
I know that. But the people around here, they don't see it that way. And if I am to stay here, I need to get along with them.
I guess I'm satisfied with that explanation.
I sense you're being sarcastic. Okay. The thing is, you're on the payroll of the Moralist International.
She stops to fish a new cigarette out of the pack. What is that got to do with this?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
She lights the cigarette. What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What'll happen?
They will kill me, officer. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Here we go. For once, you seem to have her off guard.
What do you have to do with the people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol, or even in Oranje.
But what did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
And who did you do this to? On whose behalf?
The job was Louisdouin County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Louis-Scop conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Louis-Scop and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Laws cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
That's a lot of shit you've gotten yourself into.
It is.
Oh.
Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting...
She shakes her head at the thought.
A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
What did you do?
One of them killed themselves because of me.
That's, not easy to deal with.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it?
By not remembering I don't. Let's just be honest there.
There you have it. The way of the warrior.
She's already almost devoured the cigarette she just lit and looks at it sadly. What happened here the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
She points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible. Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
Jeez. Let's not mention that. Or would she be pleased by that? I don't know, she might actually find that somewhat comforting.
How?
I could see it in his eyes.
She blinks. Everything is silent for a second.
Then what happened?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
There was a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Your cigarette.
Oh.
She looks at it and quickly tosses the butt aside. I'm sorry this happened to you.
So am I.
She immediately proceeds to light another one. What time was this?
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
This doesn't fit with the testimony of Titus Hardie. He said she was higher than usual.
Titus said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head.
Shh.
You should clear your head.
Shut up.
Get into his mindset.
Shut up. Did you hear or see the shooter at any point?
No.
What'd you do then?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot. Just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection, as far as you can.
Why didn't you run away from here? Why are you here now?
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardies were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
And who is Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
She mean Titus? Leader of what?
The Hardie boys.
I thought Hardie was the leader of the Hardie boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Ah.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
So she's the 8th Hardie boy.
Why not?
All right, what then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
They tampered with the body to disguise the cause of death.
So, repeating that.
Yes. Ruby said the blood in him would look like a hanging.
Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
And what'd you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
And where's Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
Make Titus give up Ruby's location.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later. What are you doing? Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It was loud downstairs. She couldn't have heard the shot.
It is ominous. You already coming up with theories that put the blame on someone other than Klaasje.
When it happened, did you hear a gunshot? She said she did.
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
That's right, she heard the glass break.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
This is a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it. Did you kill him?
What? Why would I put myself through this insanity? Get myself cornered like this?
She gathers the last vestiges of her strength.
He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
All kinds of crazy things happen when drugs are involved. Sweet drugs. It could have been a desire murder. Maybe an act of jealousy. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying around, close to her hand. A military weapon using jacketed ammunition. Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
Okay, I don't want to do this. I'd like to ask some other questions. I don't want to go down this line.
Like what?
Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone.
She looks at her cigarette.
So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Well, it's something to consider.
If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from Looskop. They don't fuck things like this up.
Why did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
Idiot? She's nothing of the sort.
So you would have believed me, but you're not? I don't think so. Why'd you do it?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him. He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
Quit metagaming.
Oh God, that was a lie too. Who made the call?
It's not what? Stop it.
She did, of course. Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer. And it makes you sweat.
When was the window changed?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
She takes a drag.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
In her bedroom, inside?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
All right, I think we're done.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands. You're not done. She's a flight risk, and she lied to you. Wake up, man.
Huh, okay. Well, let me save first. Oh, wait, this isn't red, right? Okay, no.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
I don't know what this is about. I have more questions, but I need my partner here.
Sure. Do whatever you need to do.
Okay, it doesn't even lead to anything. All right. In God's name, wake up. Am I talking to myself? Manipulating your skill set, lied about making the call. I'm not sure I don't know what's going on.
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies. Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this course correction. Ask questions first. Yes, start at the top. Choose at the bottom. It's how we've always done it. No rush. See?
You know, I think you didn't make the call to the station.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8-100-2 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says.
I don't like this line of questioning, but okay, anyone could know the number, and that someone coughed, it means nothing.
I can give you the time, too. It was late. After midnight. 12:20. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you, but I am now.
I don't think that's your real name. You wouldn't give me your real name if you're on the run.
Okay.
Her voice cracks suddenly like there's a garrote around her neck. Okay, what?
Okay, it's not.
I knew it.
You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it.
She looks at her hands, her fingernails are chipped white. Was the passport bullshit too?
No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Klaasje Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smit.
Is that fake too?
A fake passport and visa, given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name to hurt me.
Why?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
Where's this buoy?
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds. On the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now.
She points toward a clump of ruins on the western horizon.
It's useless.
All right. I will look for it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here, past a broken sewage pipe, right near the waterline.
Tell me your real name.
It's Katarzyna Klaasje.
The smile on her face is timid, almost painfully so.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugo-Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger, economic desolation, and rock music-infused alcoholism.
It's not an Orange. It's not an Oranese name. It's not even Monday. It's Grad.
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants. but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Alasia is my father's name.
Okay. Katerzine Alonze.
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist from the wind on the roof.
And you're not even Miss Oranje 37, are you?
I am. They can never take my sash and my scepter from me.
Her smile quivers.
Yes, they can, for lying.
Okay, I'm done.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
And what if I told you you were under arrest?
You almost say the words, then stop. The lieutenant is off somewhere, 28 kilometers from here. Probably reading the manual for incarceration. The one he knows how to use. Come back and say this with Kim here. You can't handle it without him.
I don't really want to arrest her. Let's change the subject.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath. As if in the presence of some tiger. You are. This is not the end of this.
All right. More lies. Let's talk about those.
Lies?
She trails off. It's unclear what she intended to say.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. We demand her anxiety.
Okay,
we demand her fear.
We've gone over all of this.
She slowly lights another cigarette. Apricot chewing gum scented one. August 2nd, early late summer. You're getting off the streetcar in Le Jardin, east of the river. Her father and mother are middle class. The nylon of her little jacket rustles next to you in the dark like autumn leaves. Her heels click on the pavement. You're walking up to the gate in front of her parents' house. She takes out her chewing gum and you kiss her. A feeling like electricity flows through your whole body. Immediately, you know that you've entered a completely different world.
+2 perception. Betrayal lingers everywhere. Cool. Not my most beneficial one, but definitely a beneficial one, so I could keep that for a while. And then get rid of it if I really need room. Okay. I can't talk to her about anything else until I have Kim. But I did want to inspect this window.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo. Golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed.
Do I need to know what position they're in? We knew this.
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain.
Where does it come from?
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole, shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
Inspect the ghostly figures.
The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Have a look at point A, the roof.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
Shouldn't there be gun residue outside?
There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago.
So I'm 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from?
72%, with an antique weapon that fires military-grade ammunition. A Belmagrave rifle, for example. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside, in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies.
Could the shot have come from inside the room?
Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, Detective.
Any arguments against the roof?
None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
Could there have been another point of origin further away?
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Yes, do that.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime.
Can you be more precise?
B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet, Detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
All right, let's look at the boardwalk.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account.
And the Land's End?
1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
And the inlet?
1 kilometer away, an unlikely point of origin. Beyond the docks somewhere, on an islet in the Bay of Martinez perhaps. There are islets there, badly charted as they may be. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
But the shot could have come from somewhere further out than the roof.
It is possible that it came from B prime, the boardwalk, B double prime, Land's End, or B triple prime, the islet. You can't know for sure until you investigate those locations.
All right, guess we're going exploring.
The lieutenant would probably agree that, in this situation, it's best to be thorough.
Well, thank you, Kim, who's not here.